So big topic today, how MSPs can help manage identities and manage the identity hacks. So to help with the discussion today, we have Charles Portnoy, a cyber channel and MSP expert, and of course, Garret Grajek, the YouAttest CEO.
Greetings, Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi there. So hi, Charles. So according to a recent survey, it found 57% of IT companies can't find the IT security help to address the rampant hacking. Do you think the MSPs and the MSSPs can help here?
Well, let's break this down. They can help, but for MSPs and MSSPs to help, they actually have to have the right tools in place as well. And a lot of the MSPs and MSSPs currently are using very old technology, very old software, things that hit the market 5 and 10 years ago that back then worked against the black hats, the cybersecurity attackers of that time. Well, it's gotten very sophisticated now. Now with the addition of the chat GPT that's out there, even lowball hackers are now able to write better hacking notes, and they're able to attack better. So can the MSSPs, can they help? Yes, but we have to give them the right tools. And I think that's where they're short right now. So anybody who's using the cloud is very leery, one of those two words, but they're very leery of going to their MSP and saying, I need help, because they're not sure they can help. That's the problem.
And given that over half of the hacks, according to the Verizon data breach report, are credential related, shouldn't these MSPs and MSSPs be focused on identity?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have a company of 500, 5,000 at any given time. You have to know at some point in time, you have to be able to tell that this is the right person. This guy got in, whether it's dual authentication, however they're going to do it. They need to know the right person that's having access and that their credentials haven't been hacked.
Yeah,
this is all very important.
So obviously they should be focused on identity, but are they?
No, not many of them. There's a few. And it's funny is the few that aren't the bigger players. It's the smaller players, the mid-sized players who are trying to be better at identifying who is accessing the content within their piece of the cloud. The bigger players believe that they can do it, and they're not. They're the ones who are getting attacked.
And why do you think the bigger players are not focused on identity like they should be?
I believe because of nothing short of ego. In all honesty, nothing short of the ego of I'm the big dog.
So they avoid the industry and these services altogether?
No, it's not that they avoid it. It's they try and do it themselves. You can't be all things to all people. You cannot be, I forgot where I read it. There's the jack of all trades, master of none.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're trying to be the jack of all trades. They're not the master of ID protection. Okay? They do master the storage of content, but they are not mastering identification. And they really need to look to another vendor to help them with that.
Got it. Makes sense. So Garret, what does YouAttest do to address this?
Love what Charles said. She straight out said, hey, the big players, you're using the wrong tools. You're not looking at what's new. I have talked to a lot of new thinkers who are saying, Garret, the real solution to this is going to come from the YouAttest and the Garrets of the world who look at this problem new. And I like where Charles was pointing this to, is basically the outliers, the young and the bold, and with the smaller companies can look and find companies like YouAttest that do what? The YouAttest is focused on the identities managed by the enterprise and now by the MSPs and the MSSPs, and identifying the security problems, identifying the over-permissive, identifying the ghost accounts, identifying the orphan accounts where the hackers love. The hackers love those accounts because those are straight out great for dwell time.
So is this something the MSPs need and can use, Charles?
I believe so. As I said earlier, you can't be all things to everybody. You cannot create everything internally. So from my perspective, these small, medium, and large MSPs and MSSPs, SaaS providers, we're going to bring those in as well. They all should look to somebody who specializes in identification management. Is it expensive? Is it not expensive? Well, it depends on the company and how they view it, how they view protecting their customers.
So
this is where YouAttest differs, right, Garrett?
Yeah, absolutely. And I love what Charles has been saying. This is the tool that people need and the MSPs need to just jump into this game. Why don't we do this, Charles and Ashley? Kashif, why don't you take away and show a little bit of the console and show how an MSP can take, as Charles says, the new tools, the cloud tools, that's what YouAttest is, and start managing and start identifying these problem accounts and providing the value for the customer.
Sure. Thanks, Garrett. And if you can see my screen right now, this is the dashboard of what a client sees, when they have access to YouAttest. And then when we go to the YouAttest multi-tenant or YouAttest MSP portal, all these individual accounts can be lined up here in one under super admin account, and an MSP can control, an MSP can manage those accounts from one single console, just like this one, where we have multiple customers, we have multiple tenants. And not only this, we can also, as a super admin, since you're an MSP, you can just switch into their account for every customer and see what's going on inside their account. So you can either troubleshoot it, manage it, or guide them properly in terms of the number of licenses, how they're doing with their audits, what is pending, what's been completed, and what the reports look like. So you can jump into those tenants, each of those one individually. And not only this, you can create those tenants right from this console, create the password, share those credentials with your new customer so that, they could go ahead and access the YouAttest tool. But on the other side, you being the super admin can manage their licenses, you can manage their access, or if you want to be their resource or resolving group for the audits as a super admin or the admin for those campaigns, you can do that as well and manage those audits on their behalf too.
Perfect.
Plus,
yeah, I'm sorry. So yeah, while we wrap it, Kashif, this is great. This shows the council, shows what the MSPs can do. Just reach out to us, guys, and we'll get you up and going.
Yep, you can reach us at info@youattest.com. And thank you so much, Charles, for joining us today. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
Great
Perfect.
stuff.
Thank you.